Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. TJ, what sounds off on Steelers' recent embarrassing playoff futility? The Pittsburgh Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 7 years. That fact irks Steelers edge rusher TJ Watt. During an appearance on SiriusXM NFL Radio on March 22, Watt expressed a strong disdain over the team's 0-4 playoff record during his career. Obviously, didn't go the way we wanted in the end, Watt said of the 2023 season, via Steelers Depot's Jeremy Pike. This is my 7th year, this past season. To not win a playoff game is embarrassing and not how we do things in Pittsburgh. The 7-year playoff win drought is the longest in franchise history since the Steelers won their first postseason game in 1972. Pittsburgh's last playoff victory came against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC divisional round of the 2016-17 season. The following offseason, the Steelers drafted Watt in the first round. Interestingly, the Chiefs traded up for quarterback Patrick Mahomes in the same draft. Watt posted 7 sacks with 13 quarterback hits, 7 pass defenses, and 1 forced fumble as a rookie to help the Steelers go 13-3 in 2017. But the team suffered an upset loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC divisional round. Watt and the Pittsburgh defense gave up 45 points to a Blake Bortles-led Jaguars offense. The Steelers' defense didn't fare any better in the team's next postseason trip. Against a COVID-decimated Cleveland Browns team, who didn't have head coach Kevin Stefanski because of COVID restrictions, the Steelers lost 48-37 in the 2021 postseason. Pittsburgh wasn't very competitive in its playoff appearances during January 2022 and 2024 either. But those matchups were against superior teams on the road. The losses to the Jaguars and Browns, though, likely still haunt a lot of Steelers players, including Watt. The Steelers were outscored 42-0 in the first quarter of those two contests. In 3 playoff games, Watt has posted 8 combined tackles, including 3 tackles for loss and 1 sack. His sack came against the Chiefs in the 2022 postseason. He also had a pass defense and a fumble recovery he returned for a touchdown versus Kansas City. Pittsburgh's 5-game losing streak in the postseason isn't only on Watt's mind. It's been mentioned repeatedly in the media and among fans this offseason. Steelers president Art Rooney too also addressed it in his yearly offseason press briefing. "We had enough of this," Rooney said on January 29, via Steelers.com's Bob Labriola. "It's time to get some wins. It's time to take these next steps. There's some urgency there, for sure." That urgency could have been the main reason behind the team's changes at quarterback. The Steelers signed veteran Russell Wilson, who won 9 playoff games and a Super Bowl in 9 seasons with the Seattle Seahawks. The Steelers then traded former first-rounder Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles and landed Justin Fields in a deal with the Chicago Bears. Neither Wilson or Fields are under contract beyond the 2024 season. That leaves the Steelers with questions to answer behind center going forward. But Wilson and Fields appear to offer more upside than Pickett in the short term. Watt and the Steelers organization surely hope that leads to a playoff victory this upcoming season. Steelers bolster return game by signing Cordarrelle Patterson. The Pittsburgh Steelers are signing veteran running back/kickoff return specialist Cordarrelle Patterson to a 2-year deal. The contract carries a total value of $6 million, a source with knowledge of the agreement told the Associated Press. The person spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity because it had not been announced. The versatile 33-year-old Patterson spent the past 3 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. A 4-time All-Pro, Patterson gives the Steelers a veteran to help them adjust to the league's new kickoff rules designed to produce more returns. Patterson has 9 kickoff returns for a touchdown in his 11-year career with Minnesota, Oakland, New England, Chicago, and Atlanta. Patterson has led the league in kickoff return average 3 times and has 7 kickoff returns of 100 yards or more. Patterson has filled a variety of roles throughout his career. He was a wide receiver and kick returner while playing for the Vikings, Raiders, and Patriots. He was used more out of the backfield during stays in Chicago and Atlanta. Patterson ran for more than 600 yards in 2021 and 2022 but saw his role with the Falcons diminish last season behind rookie Bijan Robinson. The Steelers have had trouble finding a difference-maker in their return game for years. Pittsburgh's longest kickoff return last season was just 37 yards, and it averaged 23.5 yards per return while splitting the job between a handful of players. The deal reunites Patterson with former Falcons coach Arthur Smith, who is now Pittsburgh's offensive coordinator. It's unlikely the Steelers would use Patterson in the running game. Pittsburgh has one of the best 1-2 punches in the NFL in Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. Steelers expected to add record-breaking receiver. The Steelers could be an ideal landing spot for a record-setting wide receiver. As the Steelers enter the 2024 NFL Draft, there are some major holes on offense. One of those holes is none other than at wide receiver. Although Steelers has their top 2 receivers, they are looking for a new receiver. Chris Trapasso of CBS Sports projects the Steelers will draft a record-setting wide receiver in Xavier Worthy from the University of Texas. The 20-year-old wide receiver made headlines during the NFL Combine for breaking the 40-yard dash time record with 4.21 seconds. Trapasso writes that the Steelers could add a burner and keep the receiver in the state of Texas by selecting him with the number 24 pick in the draft. Why can't the Steelers add an elite young man to their receiver group? A decent stay in the state would be fun, writes Trapasso. Worthy isn't your typical fast, undersized wide receiver. He's actually capable of being a starter and is a projected first-round pick. He was a 3-time All-Big 12 selection and caught 75 passes for 1,014 yards and 5 touchdowns during his final season at Texas. As Bleacher Report's Derek Klassen writes in his Worthy scouting report, he's also a weapon at the line of scrimmage. Worthy is also a weapon at the line of scrimmage, Klassen writes. Not only is he super fast and elusive as a screen option, but he is also an extremely effective player to use on the move. The raw speed and hustle he brings can be a nightmare for defenses to react to and keep up with. Why the Steelers should draft Worthy. Xavier. The appropriateness of the field point of view is obvious. Steelers desperately need a big play option. However, it may be even more attractive to select Worthy because it makes financial sense. The cost of drafting Worthy late in the first round would only cost a total of $14 million, with a total of about $2.5 million in salary cap space for the 2024 season. Bleacher Report's Brent Sobleski explains why that the Steelers are a potential landing spot for the Texas Longhorns alum. The potential addition of a rookie wide receiver is also important financially, Sobleski writes. A rookie contract with the 3-time Pro Bowler for the next 3 to 4 years will help offset expenses. While sitting at the 24th overall pick, the Steelers might be able to hold their ground and select Worthy and add some juice to the offense, even after the unit finished in the top 5 last season. And you fan, what do you think of the Xavier Worthy situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.